KDB. KDB.
Beats Planet.
All right, y'all, we are back. What's happening? What's happening with another episode of Voch Lombardi Live? Appreciate y'all for being here with us today on the volume. Love y'all to pieces. Hey, Will Steele, we on time today, dog. How about that, bro? We on time today? We early today.
Guess it depends what on time is, but for us, God damn it, we on time.
We on time today. Hey, man, got a cool little show for y'all today. Today is Thursday. Y'all know on Thursday we pull up mock drafts, and I could tell by how my producers have named this particular stream that this mock draft may be interesting. I haven't looked at it. I like to keep the surprise element going, and I will give y'all a raw reaction to the mock draft when I see it. We're gonna do that. This is Lance Zierlein's mock draft when we get into it. Appreciate y'all today. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Follow all of the volumes pages, me on the volume and the Voch Lombardi page, my Twitter, Voch Lombardi, my Patreon, where we watch the film. I got something to tell y'all. I got a new player that I just absolutely love on Patreon there. We're gonna talk about that Twitch.tv is my non-football platform, twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. Check that out. And my point guard for the day, Skywalker, Steele. What's good with you, sir?
What's happening, fan? I'm ready for this mock draft. And I happened to take a peek as you were speaking on the new fella on that you're into here, the defensive tackle. So I'm interested to hear about that.
Let me get some talk music going. So Will Steele, right? Cowboys got 30 visits coming in, all that, right? So what we do?
By the way, I'm a little offended, Voch.
I'm sorry.
You broke the Will McDonald news.
Indubitably.
But I don't see no media outlets rolling with it. And it kind of pissed me off this morning. So.
At the end of the day, I'm just a YouTuber right now.
All right, I had to shout you out this morning about that because that made me mad, man. Because if somebody else, a certain other person did.
If it was James Slater, this thing would have been. If it was Rappaport, it would have been, you know what I mean?
But we not lying. Like, he was
but you know what?
Whatever though. But anyway,
you know what? It was my first break. It was my first breaking news. You know?
So where's my breaking news about?
It was my breaking news. You know what I mean? It was my first one, so I don't expect the news world to pick up on everything because I wanted, all right, big guys. All right, big cowboy people, go and retweet this shit and verify here in the building somewhere. But it is what it is, man.
Get your flowers. Here's your flowers for that, by the way.
Appreciate you, Doc. We've been having 30 visits though, by the way, and Will McDonald is one of them per Voch Lombardi. You see how I just slid in there? What we do on my Patreon is we have cleanup days, right? So one Patreon stream will be, hey, we're gonna watch Bijan Robinson all day. He's a big name player. We're going to watch Will Anderson all day. We'll watch these guys all day, these bigger name players. On these cleanup days, we want to really get through a lot of these later round pick guys as we possibly can. Once we get into the second and third page of the reports and all that and the names and all that, we need to speed this up a little bit. It's the 6th. The draft is on the 27th there. So we have these cleanup days. We try to get through a bunch of people. My Patreon today voted for defensive tackles. Will Steele. I say, okay, cool. We have an opportunity to watch some of the Texas kids because they've been telling me about the Texas kids, Morrow, whatever. Dallas has a visit. Jaquelin Roy from LSU. He's a name that's been popping. Plus, on top of him being a Dallas 30 visit guy, I just hear a bunch of Cowboy fans just in my ear. But you need to watch Jaquelin Roy. Cool. I watched Jaquelin Roy, right? But on my way to watch the third character I had, Will Steele, because I didn't have him queued up in my film. I actually downloaded film while I was watching Roy, right? But he showed up on my list. This Kobe Turner kid from Wake Forest. Will Steele, this man. So Will Steele, I'm just let me just run this down, right? The kid from Texas, right? Morrow, y'all know who I'm talking about, right? He's a solid kid, whatever. He'll probably end up like a day 3 guy, but that's what we're doing. This the cleanup day, right? He's supposed to be a day 3 guy. Jaquelin Roy, in which people have been talking about him as a 3rd, 4th round guy, I see Jaquelin like 6th or 7th. You know what I'm saying? He's a defensive lineman. He ain't even the type of defensive lineman I like for real. He's a bigger dude. You can see his athleticism. He got some 2-gap potential. But the problem is that he plays one tech. But he gets blown off the ball a lot, right? So you may go, well, but Voch, he only gets blown off the ball like during double teams. Well, shit, if you're a one tech, that's part of your job. You know what I mean? To deal with double teams, right? So I have a problem with him as a nose tackle type player. Because I don't think he deals, I don't think he has a really good anchor. There's something going on with his lower body. He may not be lower body strong. He got a good punch, though. He'll punch somebody and they'll, stop a move or whatever, but his lower body doesn't equate to him having a good anchor. So when he does run into some of these stronger characters or he does get those double team blocks, he's 5 yards down the field. And I hate that from my one text, Will Steele. So I'm watching this cat, man. I think, you know what? I'm down on Jaquelin Roy. Whatever his name is, LSU. I'm kind of down on him, right? We started watching Kobe Turner.
Yeah.
The first thing I noticed, Will Steele, is I couldn't find him on the screen. He don't even start. That's upsetting because I just roasted Luke Van Ness for not starting. But then when he got on the field, number 0, you can't miss him. It took him a couple plays to get going. Will Steele, I shit you not. He started making play after play after play, and you saw explosion, you saw violence, and you saw effort. Now he's more of a 3-tech for you, Will Steele. And if there's anything I like in my defensive tackle, it's violence and it's effort and it's hold on, bro. I got some film for you, Will Steele.
There you go. I was about to bring him up a little bit.
There was this sequence, Will Steele. Hold on, let me see something. Is this the one? Cause no, that's Jackson Smith and Jig, but we dropping that later. All right, cool. Will, there was this 3-play sequence, right? Let me got that right there. I'm gonna come back right here and I'm going to share my screen. Y'all definitely don't want to see Pinky right there. All right, you see that, Will Steele?
Yeah, you want me to bring it in?
Yeah. Go ahead, bring it in.
That'd be hilarious.
All right, so cool. So with me. All right, so Kobe Turner from Wake Forest. He's number 0, right? He's gonna be he's gonna be doing 3-tech things. Sometimes he does 1-tech things. I just want y'all to follow him. This ain't a highlight tape. Normally we'll chop up plays and we'll just show them as a highlight type of deal. This is 3 plays in a row, Will Steele, versus Clemson. And mind you, he's doing this and we just losing our mind in the Patreon right now. He's head up over the left guard right here, right? Effort, strength, disruption. Now, mind you, I'm going to scroll a little bit, but I ain't editing. Once again, over the left guard, the very next play, right? 1, 2, 3, snap, boom, disrupting, tearing shit up. Will Steele, this the one that made me scream. This the one that made me stop, and I had to stand up and I had to give an applause. If y'all think I'm BSing, y'all go to patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, and me and my chat box applauded him, right? 3rd down. This is what he does, Will Steele. Look at this. Let me turn this music off. Watch this shit in silencio. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And them boys had to settle for a field goal, Will Steele. That's effort right there. This effort made me get up and there's 3 plays in a row, Will Steele. This made me get out of my chair and go, sir, if this was anybody else, right? If this was Adetomaway Adebawore, right? Adetomaway got the athleticism, Will, but he ain't got the motor and the football instincts to go make this play. He would have made this play if like more effort was behind it. Kobe Turner, who's a much less athlete than Adetomaway Adebawore, chases this character down, grabs him by the ankle, stops him at the 1-yard line. Clemson has to settle for a field goal, Will Steele. Effort alone, right? And then look, Will Steele, the funny part about it, the very next drive, he goes out there and bats a pass and breaks up another run. No editing. Back to back, right? I'm such a fan of this dude, Will Steele. Not saying he's a 1st-round player or nothing like that. Let me just clear this up. He ain't Jalen Carter, right? But I love when I see more from a player than where they're currently talked about. I hear a lot about Jacqueline Roy. I saw him get blown off the football. Well, shit, I don't like Jacqueline Roy as much now. You know what I mean? He's getting blown off the football as a 1-tech. I hear nothing about Kobe Turner. And doing backwards research, I see John Oney been talking about him, but John Oney's one of the best in the business. But I don't see much about Kobe Turner. I don't see y'all bothering the shit out of me about Kobe Turner. But then I watch film and I see something like that. I spent a 3rd-round pick on him, Will Steele.
Ooh.
It's my kind of guy.
I was just about to ask you where we're at, and so 3rd round. Okay.
I spent a 3rd-round pick on him. And I think he's versatile in a way that he can play 1-tech on pass rush downs. He'll play 3-tech on most downs. If you want to do like some left side defensive end, he can do that, right? And if you can, like if you were odd front team, 2-gap and stuff, he stacks and sheds better than some of the real stack and shed guys, right? He's 290, not playing 1-tech, but he eats up double teams like Jacqueline Roy is supposed to. Jacqueline Roy gets blown off the ball 6 yards when he gets double teamed. Kobe Turner get double team shit. His linebackers run free. His linebackers make a play. It's 3rd-round pick for me, dog. Third round pick for me. DJ saying I'm sweating, so hold on, bro. I just got it. You know what I mean? Let me just.
Kobe Turner make you sweat.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
I'm wearing long sleeves. Just a little. I ain't mean to hit you. Stop. I'm wearing long sleeves. It's a little chilly here in Texas now, but it's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow. So we're wearing long sleeves. It's a little warm. But Will, just me watching Kobe Turner, bro. I think more Cowboy fans should have him on the radar. Now he's not a visit guy as of now, as of we know or anything like that.
Got about 12, 13 left. So
got a little more time. He's currently not a visit guy. But boy, man, if he's a dude. If your day two is Kobe Turner and Mafi from UCLA, the guard, that's a damn good day two. That's two dudes that could play for you right now. And I feel so good about him, Will Steele. I'm pushing Neville Gallimore off the bridge and just dealing with rookie woes. That's how I feel about him, Will Steele.
Yeah, Neville Gallimore is 100% on the bubble.
Man.
I'm pretty sure he'll be on the bubble after the draft. I mean, they're going to draft some D linemen. Just depends where.
Yeah. For sure. But anyway, that's my rant for the day. I just wanted to let y'all know some more findings. Like I say, if you want to be privy to these findings, man, you got to be in the patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, where we watch all this film here. I got a feeling Mafi going at the end of round 1.
Man, that'd be crazy.
I do have this thought in my mind, though, Will Steele. Everybody watches Mafi. They walk away saying, oh, how incredible he is, right? How can you say he's that incredible? And everybody damn near consensus how good he is. But at the end of the day, you say he's a 4th round pick, right? At some point, you saying he's a 4th round pick because somebody else say he's a 4th round pick. If you're going just off the film, Chad, let me ask y'all a question.
He was rated lower than 4th round.
Right.
I think 4th round is actually giving him the praise from where he was positioned.
Exactly. I think he's a day 2 guy for me. Chad, let me ask y'all a question. What does Antonio Mafi do differently than an Osiris Torrance? That's one piece. To where Osiris is a late 1st, early 2nd round pick. But Antonio Mafi is damn near a consensus day 3 guy. I would love to hear from y'all, right? Because somebody may go, well, Voch, Mafi's not really an athlete, you know what I mean? So he can't go in the early round because he don't move like a Avila and them. Well, but Osiris is notoriously slow-footed, right? But you can't. Well, but Voch, Osiris is like super strong and powerful, and he don't really show me that on film. But Mafi shows me strength, power, aggressiveness, asshole nature. Why is it that Osiris is consensus late 1st, early 2nd, but Mafi is day 3 guy? I'm just curious, right? I'm just curious. Osiris from the SEC means nothing to me. that means nothing to me. Joe says Mafi is stronger and a much better run blocker than Torrance. Sure. Also, too, Will Steele, I was thinking of this quote, but I didn't know how to like put it together. I wanted to say something like, don't let these super athlete guards make you think that regular guards are slow, right? Because I don't think Antonio Mafi is like inherently slow. I just think that if you watch enough of Avila, you go, all right, you're an athlete. Like you move really well for 330, right? Yeah. And he kind of sets this tone for like good moving big dudes. But like as an ex big dude, man, we don't move that good in real life. You know what I mean? Like as interior guy, we don't move that.
Mozzie said, I'm not a sprinter. So that's why he ain't running 40. I feel the same way about offensive linemen. I don't really care how fast they run. I care about how they move. I care about if they have the confidence in their movement to get to where they need to be and know where they need to be. If it was anything you could say about the difference between the two, is that Osiris Torrance knows what he's doing because he's played the position his whole life. Where Mafi just started playing the position a year and a half or 2 years ago. And you can see the kind of sloppiness in his technique and him learning. But what makes him so fun to watch is, like you said, he explodes guys. He's powerful. Dude, bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. They hit the floor. You know what I mean? So there's a potential, there's a ceiling with Mafi that seems to be, more, powerful than that of Osiris Torrance, where I probably will admit Osiris' floor might be higher because he's more refined. But you know how I feel about Osiris.
Yeah.
Bro, like do you want to play every down? Do you want to play every series? Where I don't have that question with Mafia, bro.
We have no questions about whether Antonio Mafia want to smoke the shit out of the person in front of him, even in the fourth quarter. We don't have a question at all. Brandon from Franklin Football says the USC game is concerning for Mafia. Do I got to make a list of concerning Osiris Torres games for you, sir? I could do it.
That's the other thing too. Like we know all about Osiris's negatives here, right? Mm-hmm. We don't necessarily talk about everybody's pros and cons. Sometimes we kind of veer towards what they do best, and then we kind of stick to that. But if he's consensus, fourth round, fifth round type of guy, it's probably for a reason. I don't know what they're looking at, what they're believing, but it's probably for a reason.
Yeah. Let's get into this mock draft, Will. Still, let's get into this mock draft. I don't anticipate Antonio Mafia being on this one, but damn.
I saw the Cardo dip too, where they said Cardo said he was potentially a first round guy for Cowboys. Yeah. Apparently, it's if the Cowboys are wiped out. Somebody in the chat said, in the comments said, in what alternative world where 60 players are taken before 26?
That's funny, bro. That's funny. Hey, because look, as you saying that, right? I go, boy, it's hard to get wiped out, boy.
Well, it's hard to get wiped out to take Mafia in the first round. That's the thing.
I'll take Osiris before I get wiped out. Damn, I'll take Kincaid if I get wiped out that bad.
Wiped out that you got. Look, man, we love Mafia, but come on, what are you talking about here?
God damn, boy, that's funny, boy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this mock, man. You ready, Will Steele?
I'm ready.
Master producer Will Steele. All right, here we go. First overall, Bryce Young. We haven't seen this. We always see Bryce Young at the Texans, and we normally see one of the high upside quarterbacks at the one spot. But hey, we see Bryce Young as the first overall pick. Hey, if Bryce Young is your guy, then take Bryce Young. I don't hate it in the world, but I got to cut my music off for this because if the Texans miss out on Young, they might not be a lock to take Stroud. With needs along the defensive front, with needs along the whole damn team, with two 2023 first-round picks, the choice could be between Wilson and Will Anderson. Now, listen, let me tell y'all goof ass something real fast, bro. Y'all out here on Aisha, right? When all she did was give y'all a thought and opinion. I ain't saying y'all, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She was on the draft show and she had the Falcons taking Jalen Hyatt. And all the people in the chat box talking about how that shit ain't gonna happen. Let me tell you something. Two things. One, teams suck at drafting. All kind of goofy shit happens like this. I need y'all to keep the same energy about shit like this. I need y'all to keep that same energy about shit like this. Tyree Wilson at second overall sounds like some madness, Will Steele. Because for one, I don't even think he the best non-quarterback player on the roster right now, on the board right now. Two, I do know that this is a mock draft that has trades. Why wouldn't they trade out of this pick and still get Tyree Wilson and let some other team come up and get quarterback?
It feels very Cleveland Farrell years ago where we were like, huh? You went fourth? It feels kind of like that.
And look, man, teams suck at drafting, man, but this shit just ain't a make sense suck at drafting, right? Like if the Raiders need wide receiver, they draft wide receiver. He may not be the best wide receiver, they still take a wide receiver. Tyree Wilson would have to be the best player on your board. Will Steele, you see a world where Tyree Wilson the best player on anybody's board?
Nah.
Jeez Louise, dog. You ain't.
I mean, not the Texans.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
They had a quarterback. No.
Fuck them. Ain't my team. My team got a quarterback. Eastside Hair. Where you at, Eastside Hair? Marty says, I probably take Van Ness over Tyree. Well, let's not get carried away, sir. Let's not get carried away.
Is
Just
this
that number 2 is kind of strange.
Is this Cardinals pick like the most popular pick on all mocks? Will Anderson,
This seems to be the pick. But Will, this is the pick because it only makes sense for your first 2 picks to be quarterback for the quarterback needed team. That's why it makes sense, right? So the Cardinals should be the team that's taking the first non-quarterback off the board. If you got Will Anderson over Jalen Carter because of the trouble issue, then fine, whatever, dude. I ain't got nothing to say to you, but Tyree is the first guy. I got questions.
That means Jalen Carter would be the third. I'm guessing we haven't seen this mock. I only seen the first 2 because I had to load it up. Let me third defensive player.
Let me go ahead and scroll in so I can go ahead and see. Oh goodness.
No. Okay, 5th. All right, now we're at pick 4 and 5. Okay.
Let's do 4. Which is
trade.
How bad would the Texans feel? Trying to get cute, right?
That's so stupid. Like,
and your run-on quarterbacks go away. How shitty would the Texans feel?
Well, let's see if they take Will Levis or Hendon Hooker now. Let's see.
If a trade is going to get done for Lamar Jackson, you would think Baltimore would like it to happen before the draft, especially if this deal. So the Colts would go. So Lamar Jackson for the 4th overall pick. That makes sense?
Yeah, so the Colts will get Lamar Jackson, and because of his transition tag, they have to get the first round picks. So boom. I mean, and of course Lamar Jackson, franchise quarterback MVP. Yeah, that's what the Colts supposed to do.
What a wild start to the draft this would be. It's like if this happened, bro. All right. Best player in the draft, Jalen Carter goes number 5. We know the Seahawks care nothing about off-field issues, guys. They care nothing about them. And we're seeing this growing trend that at 6th overall, the first cornerback comes off the board. So there you go, Devon Witherspoon to the Detroit Lions. Do you see this bullshit at number 7?
I had a feeling because there's just no way they pass on the quarterback at 2 and not take one at 12 or trade up. So this makes sense.
Will, with 12 picks in this year's draft and additional capital in 2024, Houston spends some to move up for the strong-armed but erratic quarterback from Kentucky. So Will Steele.
So they passed on basically Lamar Jackson and C.J. Stroud for Will Levis.
You mean to tell me you can basically get whatever quarterback you want, but you pass on a player that's not consensus best non-quarterback player in the draft. So you stuck with Tyree, and the quarterback you walk away with is Will Levis, and you fucking gave up picks to get him?
They want him to be the next Josh Allen so bad, man.
Will, I'm not asking you to do this because I know this is a bit of a task, but chat, can y'all find Jerry Jones's trade board and let me know how much you got to give up to go from 12 to 7
for a quarterback?
It's and add a little bit more to it because quarterback's on the line.
Yep.
Chat, can y'all please go find Jerry Jones' chart and tell me exactly how much it'll take to go from 12 to 7? And maybe add another second rounder or something, and just tell me tell me where that come from. This is the goofiest shit I've seen. Man, come on, Zierlein. Come on, Zierlein. Appreciate you, Madon. Atlanta Falcons go Christian Gonzalez. That'd have been a fine player for the Texans to take with their second pick out of taking the best quarterback that they want. But Christian Gonzalez go number 8. Luke Van Ness goes number 9, which is baffling to me. This climb that Luke Van Ness has gone on.
No way.
It ain't my team, Will. Still, it ain't my team, my guy. So they need
defense, but
man, if you need defense, bro, just get the better defensive dudes. But
yeah.
I ain't gonna say. How great is our God? How great is our God? The Philadelphia Eagles draft Peter Skoronski at 10, and they do not take Bijan Robinson at 10th overall. Well, honestly, I don't care who the Eagles get at 10 as long as it's not Bijan and Jalen. As long as it's not Bijan and Jalen Carter, I don't care who they get. Honestly.
Seems fair.
Honestly, bro. But there we go. Now, this is interesting. The next 2 picks are interesting. I wonder where what's the name went. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, cool. So at 11, Jackson Smith-Njigba goes to number 11. This is a bit strange for me. I don't know if Tennessee would go receiver right here. I think they might be tanking for next year. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be cool to have a receiver there, but I feel like you went Treylon Burks last year. Maybe they're trying to build offensive line, in my personal opinion. And from what I can almost see, there may be a run on offensive line coming up. I don't know, Tennessee. You might want to go defense or something. But honestly, if Tennessee's rebuilding, they can take whoever they want. They can take whoever they want.
Zierlein tried to give him a tackle.
Yeah. So if they want to build their offense around Treylon Burks and Jackson Smith-Njigba, that's fine.
I mean, they do need help. I mean, they got the cat from last year, the wide receiver, but that's not it. They need more than that. No more Robert Woods. He's gone. So all you got is the Arkansas kid.
Matt Owen says 12-7 is 300 points. That's roughly a second round difference. So adding a quarterback is probably 12th overall, 33rd overall.
So with the quarterback tax, he's saying it's basically just going to cost you an extra second round pick. They swap the first and then you throw in an extra second. That's actually cheap. If that's what it took, like if they didn't super wax them. Because I saw, who was it? The Bears get waxed to go up like 2 spots.
Right.
Yeah,
they did. But let me tell you why I still hate it. Because you traded up for Will Levis when you could have picked any quarterback you fucking wanted.
You probably could have stayed at 12 and took Will Levis.
You definitely could.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's go back up. Obviously, Philly not taking a Q, Chicago not taking a Q, Atlanta's probably not taking him either. Yeah, you could have stayed right there, and neither is Detroit.
If that's what you're gonna do, Will Steele, I'd rather just trade back from 2. If that's gonna be the case, if this the move and you love Levis, get more draft capital because you're a team that needs to grow anyway. Get more draft capital and just trade out of 2. But this is nonsense, bro. But whatever. Moving on. Darnell Wright is the second offensive lineman to come off the board, not Paris Johnson this time. This is interesting because I have my own, thoughts and opinions about Paris. But Darnell Wright making this climb is interesting. And this is where the Raiders trade back. Hey, look, this is very Raiders-like anyway, so that's fair. Cornerback should be an option here. 2, but supply and demand points to tackle. Wright has good size and strength. He was impressive. Okay, cool. Hey, look, some I didn't even think about, though. Lately, like, people been talking about Darnell Wright as a guard option. So if he's available at 26, people been talking about Darnell Wright as a guard. I didn't even see Darnell Wright as a guard type guy. I just saw him as a tackle, as a right tackle guy. But, hey, if he can play guard for you, even better. But he goes 12th overall. Not Paris Johnson as the next offensive lineman.
He's next.
Bad enough Skoronski at 10, but Paris is falling. Go ahead, Wilson.
These next 2 are fun.
Broderick Jones and not Paris Johnson. Broderick goes 13th overall. It's gonna be interesting to see what the offensive line situation looks like. But Broderick Jones, he's one of my favorite offensive linemen. And the New England Patriots get Anthony Richardson. Now, question, Will, still, do you think in general on real draft day, Anthony Richardson even makes it to 14?
I don't know, man. Anthony Richardson is such a wild card. His potential, he can go before Will Levis. Yeah. I mean, he could. Let's look at these teams again.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks.
I'm saying too, though, also to the right. Pardon me, but the whole trade up thing, right? Like we see trade movement. Like we see the Texans trade up to 7, and we see the Ravens trade up to 4. So if trading is in this mock, if somebody love Anthony Richardson, why won't they jump ahead of 14?
Well, who we got to go to these picks below them, and we'll see if any of those teams need a Q. Washington.
Well, Green Bay and the Washington Football Wizards, two of them.
Well, Green Bay is all in on Love, so they're
They
not
should
going to draft a quarterback. But Washington, 100%. This could be. Who do you have to go up to? Probably the Jets, but
Yeah.
this also doesn't make sense because if the Packers get trade for the Jets, I'm sure they're going to want that 13th pick. But
Yeah.
I don't know, Zierlein. This is weird.
It's pretty weird. Dalton Kincaid goes to the Green Bay Packers. You get a weapon for your franchise quarterback. Jordan Love is going to need some money real soon. That's interesting. And Paris Johnson Jr. finally makes the 16th overall. He's going to protect franchise quarterback Sam Howell for the Washington Football Wizards. There you go.
Funny, man. Washington and Atlanta, two of their owners or head coaches came out and said, "Oh, we're rolling with Ritter and we're rolling with Sam Howell."
Madness, bro.
Forget Lamar Jackson.
Madness, bro. Boy, look. Hey, look, man. They could be having their meetings. Hey, y'all, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna give Lamar Jackson any money. Right. Hey, is this Lamar Jackson? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign your watch, but don't tell nobody that we said it. All right. I would be sneaking around. I would be colluding against colluders to get Lamar. Hey, Lamar, by chance, have you heard anything from the Falcons? No? Okay, cool. Like, you're not gonna tell me that just because owners are colluding to not sign Lamar. And I ain't allegedly, right? Because they can sue the volume.
They 100%.
Because they can sue the volume for that, right? But you're not gonna tell me that owners are allegedly colluding, but there's not one owner of a trash football team that can add one player that'll flip your whole franchise expeditiously, and you just gonna look at that player and go, nah, I'm good. Well, still, there's a player that's gonna draft Jalen Carter, but they wouldn't take a chance on Lamar Jackson, right? Like, I bet if you look at the Falcons big board, as much as they talking about, oh, we don't want a guy like Lamar Jackson, I bet they'll take a chance on one of these gun under the seat guy dudes, right? One of these teams will probably draft Booty, but they won't take Lamar Jackson, right? Like, it sounds weird. It sounds weird. And I just see all these hurt Ravens fans on social media. Well, but Voch, he won 200 something guaranteed. Well, cool. We do this every year when people hold out to get their money. We do this every year. But all of a sudden, this character, who's an actual MVP, Will Steele, in his prime, 26 years old.
Yeah, they don't want to set they don't want to set the precedent. They probably ain't got to call each other for that. They just know, look, man, we ain't doing this shit. But then they come out and say, oh, well, the injuries. Rather y'all just say y'all don't want to pay the money.
I bet I'd be sending money over there to go get Lamar Jackson. Shit. Whatever though, man. Moving on. Deontay Banks, who Matt Owen doesn't like, goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They pass on Lil Joey. They do not take Joey Porter Jr. Pop's mad somewhere, but it's whatever. It's whatever. All right. Toxic Tom says, Voch, some owners can't afford it though. If it's in the salary cap, don't they have that money put aside though? And if you can't afford that, I mean, shit, get your ass out of business, bro. Get your ass. Plus, if you can't afford it, how many more ticket sales you gonna get as a struggling franchise until we got Lamar Jackson? How many your ticket sales go up?
Facts. Your everything goes up. Merchandise sales, jersey sales, events you do around there. Yeah, Atlanta is going to be lit.
Oh my goodness! If Atlanta get Lamar, all right, man. Michael Mayer goes 18th overall. What now? Will Steele, we talked about this yesterday. Your tight end goes before Bijan Robinson. Sounds like some madness to me, but it happens. Detroit Lions got rid of Hockenson last year.
They learned their lesson.
They got rid of Hockenson last year.
Took Hockenson in the first round.
Bring in another first round tight end.
Okay, all right.
Knowing first round tight ends don't work day one. Gonna bring that motherfucker right on in here. All right, Detroit. So now you put Michael Mayer in there with the rest of that offense. Cool. Shouts out to him. Nolan Smith goes to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but somehow Bijan Robinson is still on the board. So we got a little bit of hope. Will still. Me personally, I do think Nolan will go way before this, but you put Nolan. I think so. I think Nolan gonna be gone, man. I think Nolan gonna be gone, man. Now, does this work for Tampa Bay taking him and putting him with Tryon and Barrett and all that just to make waves of dudes? I mean, that's up. We'll see. We'll see, man. But the Seattle Seahawks have walked away in the first round with who they got. They got Jalen Carter. So the Seahawks got Jalen Carter and Miles Murphy. Will still.
Yeah,
that's a cool little defensive haul. You know, you signed Geno Smith and you confident in your offense, got a good little running game. You build your defense now. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Jalen Hyatt, 2. Jackson Smith-Njigba is 1.
Yeah, this is the second receiver.
Jalen Hyatt's your second receiver off the board. Wow, I'll be damned. To the LA Chargers, but hey, Kellen Moore ain't gonna throw it to him.
Why not?
Kellen Moore gonna throw it.
This is actually a really good fit.
Yeah, for sure. With Herbert, yeah.
Well, Herbert, but they have Keenan Allen. They got Mike Williams, 2 more possession, big body type dudes. Jalen Hyatt take top off. So,
as far as the wide receiver room, yeah. Well, they got Well, to be fair, Hyatt is better than this guy, but don't they have Guyton? Doesn't Jalen Guyton do that for them?
Yeah, they was, but I mean, I don't think Hyatt's better than.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, cool. Baltimore Ravens take Zay Flowers away from our beloved Dallas Cowboys, and right after that, goddamn Bijan Rouse goes to the.
This is perfect. This is actually what Buffalo should do.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, they trade up. Oh,
yeah.
That's interesting. They trade up with Minnesota.
Yeah, because Minnesota not going to take them.
To get Bijan because they know Dallas waiting.
You probably why. That's probably exactly why. Because if he falls to Dallas, I mean, he's probably going to get drafted.
Mind you, he does fit Buffalo perfectly. It's crazy because I really thought James Cook was going to be a really good young franchise running back for them that they didn't really get a ball to, but Bijan Robinson erases all that shit.
Yeah, he ain't stopping me from drafting Bijan.
And they trade up to get him. Buffalo can smell the Super and Buffalo, they are in that win now type window. Yeah.
This is an excellent move by Buffalo. Take some of the pressure off Josh Allen because no one wants to talk about it. Everybody talked about, Dak's interception. Josh Allen's a turnover machine. He's been a turnover machine since he came in this league. Yeah. And it cost him a lot last year, man. He wasn't good in the playoffs, but hey, Dak Prescott.
The very next pick, Joey Porter Jr. almost makes it to your beloved Dallas Cowboys, in which I think, Will, we don't talk about corner a lot, but do you think if Joey Porter's there, Cowboys take him?
I think corner is above the totem pole from receiver. So if their top-ish corner is still there, they might pull that trigger.
Makes sense. But he doesn't go to your Dallas Cowboys. He goes to your Jacksonville Jaguars at 24th overall. And here's Brian Branch. Brian Branch comes off the board. So the New York Giants get their big nickel. They get their sometimes safety, sometimes nickel guy. It's so interesting. Look, I like Brian Branch as a player, right? But we talk about position value again. And Will, we've been making the argument over the past couple of days that 3 tech and running back should be valued a little more. What do you do specifically for a big nickel type of guy? What's the value of those guys? And look, we did have the idea that we was going to power rank the value of each position or whatever, but like Chat, Will and Chat, how important is this big nickel?
Did you get a chance to watch Julian Love last year? Wink Martindale, this makes sense. Wink Martindale uses that dude like a chess piece. Okay. So having Brian Branch go here, as long as Wink Martindale's kind of like Dan Quinn, certain players just make sense if depending on the defense coordinator. And I think Wink would use his versatility in that defense. They had Julian doing a lot of things. He played deep. He played the line of scrimmage and the slot. He was all over the place. So, and I see it right here. They lost Julian Love. So this makes sense.
The conference has been locked.
Before we get into the Cowboys pick, I just don't know what's happening right now. Short Dog, what up, man?
Boss, what's going on?
What's going on, man? What's good, man? Talk to us, man.
My guy.
You good, man? You free? What's good with you, bro?
Yeah. Now, let me tell you what, Boss. I just got out of
Go ahead, man.
I finished probation at the end of August, so you know I'll be up and out. I need to get on Patreon, but my PO's been looking at me saying I was threatening people on Facebook. They gave me a complaint and stuff. But so I actually chill out on that. But at the end of the day, Voch, you know, just showing you love, bro. I want to know if you want to do a video and just let you know who you think the best guys are for the Cowboys. Who would you be most elated to have? At the end of the day, Voch, I just want to show you love, bro. Nothing but love. Anything, you know, we're taking on all our ways. We don't ducking no smoke, bro.
Right.
And whoever thinks it's a joke, you know, to hit me up and link up with me, dog. Because I'm handling everything on for you. I'm taking it all on.
Right.
You know what I mean? We ain't ducking no
Right.
smoke, Voch. I love you, dog.
Right.
Skywalker still salute.
Right. Short Dog, we love you, man.
Dog.
Appreciate you too. I'm going to make that video just because you asked for it, sir. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, you just got to check in with Short Dog, man, because, I mean, you just never know. You know what I mean? He might, you know what I mean? We might hit the button. Would you like to accept this call from? Yeah, but listen, the call is, but dog, man, I just got to go to Short Dog, man. Short Dog love this show, man. He ride for this show, man. I just got to show him just a different level of respect, man. Shouts out to Short Dog. The Dallas Cowboys, though, in this mock draft, we'll still appreciate you, sir. They have drafted Quentin Johnston. Yep. I see a lot of dialogue about Quentin Johnston on the Twitter machine, Will. Still, a lot of people not feeling him. Foot's one of them. What you think about him, Will?
I like the fit. You know, look, I need Michael Gallup to get me back on his side.
Yeah,
this is a pure Michael Gallup replacement, and if he's taken, the clock is ticking on Gallup. It's ticking.
I agree.
I think he has the potential to be just as good of a deep ball guy.
Yeah,
and I think he's better after the catch. I mean, this is literally your ex wide receiver of the future, opposite of CD Lamb. That's what this pick would be. And this would be an indication to me that they don't believe in Michael Gallup long term.
If the Cowboys do anything really well is that they take players with traits and they develop nuance in them quickly, right? And if we're just talking about from a set of skills where you're trying to limit redundancies, Quentin Johnston fits you perfectly, right?
Yeah.
We was talking about the idea, what if Flowers fell to us? All right, now you got two small receivers. That's going to be, like, I love Flowers, but, you know, small receivers. Quentin Johnston fits what you're looking for size-wise. And if you're going to be a West Coast offense, you're going to be digging to some of your short passes or whatever, you know what I mean? Quentin Johnston is a phenomenal yak guy.
I'm about to say, he can get busy after the catch for a big dude.
He's a phenomenal yak guy, right? And I do think, Will, still, some people, you know, scout body types sometimes. We was talking about this the other day. So you see Quentin Johnston as a big dude, you would just assume that he don't run fast and he's a, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, Quentin Johnston he shouldn't be trying to move this quick though, honestly. But he's a quick moving dude. He's a yak dude. He's a bursty dude for his size. It's 26 overall, man. Like you're not gonna find Calvin Johnson at this point. So if I just scroll real fast, Drew Sanders versus Quentin Johnston, I'm taking Quentin Johnston. Versus Luke Musgrave versus Khalid Kancey versus Keon White versus Cedric Tillman, I'm taking Quentin Johnston.
Wow, Tillman went wrong.
Yeah, that's crazy. Will still Quentin Johnston versus Avila.
Oh, they're gonna go. I think they go Avila.
I think they go Avila, but I'm just talking about you right now.
Yeah, but for the Cowboys, Avila makes the more sense to me.
I'm trying to take Mafia in a second, but I feel what you're saying.
Okay, well, that does change things. If you say, well, I can, well, Mafia in a second is still high for me, but if you get me my guard, you say, well, Sky, I'm going to get you your guard. Don't worry about it. John Michael Schmitz, Cody Mock, you know, Titman, if you want to move him over, Voorhees. That's if you say, Sky, I'm gonna get you your guard in the top 100. Relax. Then I'll calm down. But if you're saying them two on the board, who the Cowboys should take, probably the guard. You know.
Yeah. I tell you what though, whatever
Johnson's
film,
a higher player though.
Whatever film Jerry Jones and them watching, where they said that he was Ron Leary but quicker. I need to see that film, dog. Because I don't see no Ron Leary and no damn Steve Avila, dog. Y'all ain't got a lot of me, bro. Quentin Johnston.
This pick is fine, man. Like,
it's a great pick, man.
This is people are gonna get upset, but if anything, don't be upset at him. Be upset at Michael Gallup.
Yep.
Don't get mad at Quentin Johnston. Yep. They taking a dude because they don't believe in Michael Gallup.
Yep. Somebody says
or Jalen October for that matter.
Gerald Jones says the Cowboys need a burner at receiver. We just got one of those.
I'm about to say, Brandon Cooks.
We just got one of those, man. And Cooks is a yak guy. Lamb is a yak guy. Johnson is a yak guy. You want to help your quarterback get yak guys. Tony Pollard is a yak guy. Shit.
Quinn can get behind the defense like Gallup. Like Gallup might not be the burner deep guy, but he was the Cowboys deep guy on those contested balls. Like Quentin Johnson can get behind the defense. He's just not, 6'4" Megatron. I get it.
Jay Money said, but we paid Gallup. Hey man, that sadly goes out the window. Because let me tell you something.
He did.
We paid Jalen Smith, but boy,
I'm about to say.
But boy, that shit lasted what, one game? It was like, all right, Jalen's not the guy no more.
So I did go look at that, earlier this week. They can actually cut Gallup after the season and dedicate the dead money split. So they can take the dead cap hit.
Yeah,
it's not
Johnston or Mozzie for you.
Man, in another position that I feel like we could use, but hey, Mozzie's not taken in this first round.
Nope.
So tell me I can get Mozzie in a second. But look, man, Johnston is technically, I think, above both of those players from an overall standpoint.
Yep. On my board, he's higher. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be should be higher on everybody's board. But, now I'm thinking about it, bro. I can get me my guard in a second.
I can get my guard, bro. It's some guards on his board.
Does he have a second round?
Nah, he don't have a second round. He don't have a second round. No. But, I mean, shit. All your guards there. So, Osiris is there. Avila is there. Mafia is there. If you like Zavala's a guy that's there. Tyler Smith on the team, it's are we really going? Is it really going to be 5 guards taking? Nah, because they're gonna take them running backs. They're gonna take them tight ends. They're gonna take, you know what I mean? It's about to be a run on them edge dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what? Yeah, this just people get upset. Yeah. Or people like to talk about BPA. Johnston's BPA, according to the Mozzies and the Vilas of the world, he's definitely above them. So,
yep. Miss Erica, this is Lance Zierlein's mock. Appreciate you for tuning in. Salute. All right, y'all. That's the mock for the day. We ain't doing nothing else. Let's get into these phones.
Hey, what's good? How are y'all today?
What's good with your player? What you got for the show?
Number one, this dude either loves or despises Houston. I can't tell which exactly.
That's crazy.
I couldn't tell. I'm not exactly sure. Now, how it fell, this is probably all 32, but Obama button, because I hate that the Buffalo went up and got Bijan like that. But since they traded up for it, kind of makes up for it a little bit, right? But let me ask you, because the old dude's name from Wake Forest was Cody Parker.
Kobe Tucker.
Kobe Tucker.
My bad.
Right.
Kobe Tucker.
So I rewinded back because I showed up late to the Patreon. I rewinded it back to when he started.
Yes, sir.
Or when you started watching him.
Yes, sir.
And this is my thing. Mozzie or Cody Parker, it's clearly Mozzie.
Turner.
But I could get somebody else. Let's say it's Mafi or Will McDonald or somebody like that in the second.
I said
and then I still get Cody Parker later on.
Turner.
And the gap is not that big to me.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
It's really not that big to me. So it would be something to get a little bit more efficiency out of your draft. Now, if you choose Mozzie, cool. You could double dip if you want, because I'm selfish. Like, hey, let's get deep on this thing if we really want to.
Yeah.
And let them fight it out. But
Tony
for the most part, man, for Kobe Tucker.
So listen. So listen. No, people decided that we actually brought this up in the Patreon, right? If we live in a world where, like, let's just say Avila is the first round pick, Mozzie is the second round pick, and like Kobe, what his name is?
You forgot his name now, guess
what his name is?
Kobe Tucker.
Kobe. It ain't Tucker for Kobe Turner.
Not Tucker.
Let me see. Let's see what Matt Owens say.
Mastermind Tucker.
Turner. Kobe Turner. Right?
To bring it back.
What my media source told me.
I wouldn't mind that because Kobe and Mozzie play two different types of D tackle. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind doubling up just to make your D line stronger. Because if anything, we didn't sign Carlos, and I'm not in there for I'm not all in for Neville anyway. So the Cowboys might double dip at tackle somehow, and we may be talking about that next week. So yeah, I agree.
Fair. So let's assume they get like Mafia in the second or Mozzie in the second, and then Mozzie in the third, and Turner in the fourth. What would you allow them to do in the first round? Like, what would be your
whatever they want?
So you said Mafia, Turner, and who
that you could possibly get in the first if you're going to do all that for the rest of the draft.
So you saying in rounds 2, 3, and 4 we end up with Mafia, Mozzie, and Turner?
Oh well, shit.
Yeah,
it don't matter who the fuck we get. Shit, boy, we can get Dalton Kincaid if that's the case. If you can promise me them 3, you can get who you want, dog. You can get a tight end if you want. I don't care who.
That's a lot of double dip on that chip though. With Tucker, and Mozzie.
Is it Tucker or is it Turner?
It's Turner, brother. It's Turner.
It's Turner. Okay.
Is it
a lot of double dip right there?
Yeah, it's a lot. Appreciate you, DJ. Good call, man. Oh
yes,
man,
absolutely.
Yeah, man. I do think that's a real life conversation, man. Doubling, double dip is gonna happen somewhere. Will, I don't know if it's gonna be O line. I don't know if it's gonna be DB because that could be a double dip situation, or if it's gonna be D line. But we'll see.
I say this: if the Cowboys pass on the Bentons and Mozzies of the world in the first, on day 2. Then get me the trash can full of dirt. Everybody points to the Coastal Carolina kid, but get me the trash can full of dirt guy in the 5th or 6th round. I'm not really worried about DT. If they're not going to take one of them type early, one of the Canseys, the Mozzies, the Bennetts, then I'll wait to take even your guy. I know you like the what's his name? Tucker? Turner.
Kobe Turner. Cole. Is it Colby or Kobe? Kobe Turner. Yeah. But he's more of a 3-tech guy. But I like what you're saying in terms of like the big 1-tech dude, because those dudes end up being late day 3 guys, like 6 round, 7 round guys. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Let's go, Martise. What's up, sir?
Yo.
What's that?
So a couple things. I'll keep it quick.
Okay.
I kind of went off in the chat on the low about the whole Lamar Jackson thing. People have been getting mad at me. I do not smell collusion with Lamar. And I'll say this quick. Hurts would have been the MVP last year if he didn't have that ankle. He was MVP. He was running away with it. He's not that dude. I'm not giving Hurts $45 million and 2 first-round picks
Carlos
if I don't have a great team around him.
Right.
I cannot look at Lamar and say, give you the best deal ever, top 2 deal ever. I don't have a ton around you, and I'm giving multiple first-round picks. At that point, as a GM, you got to be amazing. So, also, last thing I'll say, Dak can be hurt and still be a dude. He can have a little knee. He can have a little ankle. He can have a little shoulder. We saw what Mahomes did. He couldn't even run. And a few other quarterbacks can kind of give you some of the things. If Lamar don't got his legs, that's it. And the last thing I'll say about the Quentin Johnson thing, I'm not a fan. When I look at Quentin Johnson, I looked at him a whole bunch of times. I asked myself, who is he? Like, who's his comp? He's tall, pretty fast, terrible short area quickness, not a good route runner, doesn't have great hands. Like, his contested catch numbers over his career are terrible. So, honestly, I know y'all in his last thing I'll say, I know y'all on the Gallup doesn't exist train, but if I'm Dallas, I'm hoping Gallup's healthy, because if Gallup is healthy, he's almost, a year and a half off the ACL, Quentin Johnson does not come in and be better than him. So if you're going to take a wide receiver there, the assessment has to be he comes in and puts Gallup on the bench, assuming Gallup's healthy.
Martise, let me ask you a question. Yep. Is Quentin Johnson a wide receiver 1? I'm just asking, Martise. I just got questions, dog. Because it seemed like all the good dudes that's yak guys, all the good dudes that got long dreads, all the good dudes that got short area quickness, all the dudes that go crazy in the damn Big 12, you seem to have problems with them when they get to the league. I tell you what, if he's anything like CD Lamb, I'll take it, sir. You get your ass off my phone, Martise. Y'all just think y'all finna get Calvin Johnson at 26 overall. Give it up. Give it up, man. I think Quentin Johnson is a good player for where you drafting that. Now, I know y'all would love to have Jackson and Jigba. We won too many games to get Jackson and Jigba. We just won too many games to get them kind of dudes.
Quentin Johnson's upside is much higher than Michael Gallup's, bro. And
that I agree 100%, Mr. Wood.
Much higher.
Plus,
and he said he has to come in here and be better than Michael Gallup. See, he said hope. Yeah. He said the Cowboys should rely on hope. And that is where I 100% disagree. I'm tired of relying on hope. Not saying that Quentin Johnson changes that, but I don't want to keep using the hope word with the Cowboys. If they take Quentin Johnson, bro, it is because they ain't relying on hope with Michael Gallup. We're just reacting to this mock. They take Quentin, it's because they believe he's going to come here and take Gallup's job at some point.
We have no clue what Gallup is right now. We don't have a clue. If Johnson can be better than what Gallup was last year, then you don't lose anything. You don't lose anything. Plus, I would love to like play Voch game with you. Like find me a player that's on the board right now. I'll say this for the chat. Chat, just take the mock that we just did. We ain't gonna bring it back up. But take the mock that we just did and find me a player that hasn't been drafted besides DeJuan Jones, because y'all know he ain't going up there. Y'all know I think DeJuan Jones tackle 1. Find a player in that second round that you would just absolutely bona fide, all consensus take over Quentin Johnson. I think that's a hard find, bro. It's a hard find. But anyway, moving on. Let's get these last 2 callers in here. Let's get to them quickly.
They ain't touched the Lamar Jackson thing.
Yeah, for sure. Hemp, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Somebody said Tank Dell. That's a lie. What's good with you, brother? What you got for the show?
No much. I hear Scott talking about he's tired of living on hope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of living on hope too, brother. You feel me? But I mean, if we do what I suggest, we ain't got to worry about hope.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do what the Buffalo Bills did. Okay, we're going to trade up and we're going to get Bijan. I mean, no matter what you have to use, say it's a day 2 pick, you can't tell me somebody that's going to be there at 26 and whoever we select with this day 2 or 3, whatever pick, is going to be better than Bijan. I mean, you look at anybody getting drafted, who's getting drafted that's going to come in and to be the best player at that position? Bijan.
Right.
And Pollard's gonna be gone.
But he went 14 though. Well, no, he went 23. I'm not trading up, man. I'm not trading up for the running back, man. I'm just not doing it.
I'm just
he fell pretty damn low there, Voch.
Because we often trade back, and it's been a while since we traded up.
It depends, man. Like if I could trade a 4th, like if I could trade a 4th to go get him, then like we could talk. But I ain't trading nothing significant to go get Bijan, bro. I'm just not doing it.
Well, I mean, if we say we all in, fellas, I mean that's pretty much what all in is.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
You put Bijan in that offense, and you got CD, and you got Gallup, and you got Ferguson, Hendershot here and there. I mean, that offense is nasty. Defense is already nasty. I mean, if you actually trying to make a push and win a Super Bowl, yeah, it's a big move to trade up and get him, but he's going to be worth it for 4 or 5 years.
Hey, look, we don't disagree. I just don't think he's going to be there. And I honestly don't think he's going to fall that close, but I don't know. We'll see. Appreciate you, Hemp.
Yeah, that's around that area we was talking about, I think it was yesterday, where if he gets into those 20s, and where did he get picked? 24 in that mock? 23, 24? I mean, probably going to take you much either to go from 26 to 24. They ain't going to take you. And that's why Buffalo jumped in that mock, I'd imagine. Dallas is sitting right there.
Yeah.
So your trade partner is the Vikings.
Gibbs did not go first round. I'm not taking Josh Downs first round. Zay Flowers was drafted. I saw somebody else say something else too. Trade back and take Tajay Spears. How far back you trying to trade back to get Tajay Spears? Tajay Spears ain't finna be at the top of the second.
Takes two to tango. Who's the team trading up? But we always hear that like trade back. But remember, somebody has to trade up to get that player.
I just really think people making up shit just to hate on Quentin Johnston right now. There's two players I'd take over Quentin Johnston, Will Steele. That's Will McDonald and that's John Michael Smith. And I ain't even sold on that. I might take Quentin over John Michael. I don't know. I'll see. But that's it though. But all the rest of this stuff, somebody said Mozzie, somebody said Avila. I'm not taking Avila over Quentin Johnston, bro. I'm not taking Gibbs. We can talk. Gibbs made me real. I would be so careless with my draft board. Like Gibbs is so fun, but at the end of the day, I know I can get running backs similar to Gibbs.
Yeah, that running back value, it make you think twice.
It make you think twice, bro. Like, man, if Tajay Spears and A-Chain didn't exist in the same draft, you could probably get me with Gibbs, bro. But Gibbs so fun, dog. I don't know, bro. But yeah, I'm taking Money 5 over Gibbs at that point.
One of so many damn players at 26 that if Dallas took, fine by me, man. But
if we take Gibbs, we having a party. We celebrating. I'm just saying Gibbs over a Money 5 guy that I like a bunch, and I do like Quentin Johnston. Sure. I'm taking the Money 5 guy. Last call for the day. Z the Ravens fan. Let's keep this kind of sort of quick. What's up, Z?
Hey, Voch, how are you doing?
What's good?
I want to talk about the 4th overall pick.
Oh, we know what you want to talk about, Z. We know exactly what you want to talk about. Go ahead, player.
Honestly, listening to the last caller, you guys were talking about wide receivers. Just a quick caveat I want to say. I think JSM's the best wide receiver in this class. Not sure if he could play on the outside, but if his game translates to the outside, I think he's easily hands down.
Oh, is this our Baltimore Ravens fan?
Yeah.
Oh,
the insider.
About Lamar Jackson going to the Colts. I don't think the Ravens let go of Lamar Jackson unless they can get their hands on Bryce Young. Because if I look at it from the Ravens' perspective, the roster is ready to win right now. They held the Bengals to under 20 points twice, and many people thought the Bengals could have been the team to win the Super Bowl. And my bad. They have a ready-to-go defense. They're trying to win right now.
Yeah.
I don't think C.J. Stroud's going to lead them to Super Bowl next year. Only quarterback I'm willing to take over Lamar Jackson for next season is Bryce Young. So if the Ravens are willing to move on from Lamar Jackson, unless it's Bryce Young, I'm keeping Lamar Jackson. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And secondly,
I got a question for him.
My bad. I don't want to ramble.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Will.
So as a Ravens fan, do you? Because for me, on the outside looking in, I see what Lamar Jackson has been able to do with a franchise who hasn't really given him it feels like any weapons aside from Mark Andrews, really. And he's been kind of carrying your offense, right? Do you believe that Lamar Jackson is like that, or you just think he's just an okay quarterback you don't really want to pay franchise money to?
So a lot of people are talking hindsight about Lamar Jackson nowadays. I think off merit, he's a top 3 quarterback if we look at what he's done coming into this league. But off of eye test, off of how people feel, people will say he's not even a top 5 quarterback. But if you look at resume, I would argue he's top 3 pretty easily. In terms of what he's done for the team, let me give you some stats. The Ravens, over the past 4 years, Lamar Jackson's been on his rookie contract for 5 years. They've had the cheapest offense in the league over the past 4 years. Cowboys are second most expensive behind the Colts. And in that time, EPA, they've been the 6th best offense over the past 3 years. So in the past 4 years, they've had the cheapest offense. Cheapest doesn't always mean the worst offense that's surrounding cast, but they've been paying a lot of rookies. They don't invest in wide receivers. But by EPA, they've been the 6th best offense, not including his MVP season, because everyone wants to ignore it.
The
past 3 years when he's on the field. When he's not on the field, they're 30th last season and dead last this season. They're terrible to stick without him. So unless they can get Bryce Young, I don't see them moving off of Lamar Jackson this season. I really want them to invest in a wide receiver. That's my thought on it. My bad if I went on too long.
Nah, it's all good, man. Catch your breath, get some water, man. Boy, I know them stairs. Boy, I know them stairs got you, boy.
A minute later, the background was a bit much better.
Nah, it's all good, Z. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the insight. Our Ravens insider, per Z.
King Wood said this man filming an action scene while he on the phone.
he chasing somebody down with a camera.
Jason Statham.
He is a Maury cameraman. Oh shit. Hey, Will Steele, I do want to ask you a question though, sir.
Yeah.
Do you think the Indianapolis Colts are a more win now team than the Baltimore Ravens? Take quarterback away. Do you think the Colts are a more win now team or a more win now prepared team than the Ravens?
He just hired a new coach, so I don't know how.
I think the Colts lost a lot of games last year because Matt Ryan is terrible, right?
But talking about like the roster,
just roster wise, like
the
what
offensive line was garbage. Like they need to get that back together. Jonathan Taylor's a beast. Their receiving room is a mess.
I think they got some guys, man. They got Pittman and they got Pierce and they got what's his face?
Their receiver room need help.
So on top of that, though, look though, Will Steele, that versus Bateman, Duvernay, and Prochet, right? Like what I'm asking is if Jackson,
none of them are in a win now mode.
What I'm just saying though, if Jackson does get traded to the Colts, I just want to know which roster is better.
Colts, right, whoever got Lamar Jackson, they're better. It's that simple. It's that simple. What are you talking about?
Of course, whoever has Lamar Jackson, of course. But what I'm saying is, like, quarterback aside, right? Like, what situation is better for him? Like, what situation has the better roster for him? Like, would it be advantageous for him to leave the Ravens and go and try to win with the Colts? Like, will the Colts be
Colts
trash?
got Jonathan Taylor, so
sure.
They don't have Jonathan Taylor, but sure. and Quentin Nelson.
Sure.
We're talking about offense. Defensively, you know, the Buckners of the world, Shaq Leonard.
Yeah.
They don't got Gilmore anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if that defense is going to be quite the same. They lost a defense coordinator last year. New head coach, by the way. So I don't see the Colts as some win now mode.
Okay. I feel you on that.
Whoever has Lamar Jackson's a better team.
Yeah, clearly that. I just want to know, like, you know, because last year the Ravens lost a lot of games because they couldn't play defense at all. You know, I'm thinking, man, you know, the Colts play a little better defense than them. They do have a running back. They do got two wide receivers. Like Pierce and Pittman are definitely better than what they running out in Baltimore. I don't know. I just was trying to see if maybe the Colts were a better situation, because I know the Colts are a bad team because Matt Ryan was bad, but you know,
situation includes organization. Is it Balky? Is that his name? Trent Balky, whoever they general manager. They got a new general, Eric DeCosta over there in Baltimore. No more Ozzie Newsome. So I should have asked him about him too. I'm curious about the Baltimore situation, because there was a point in time where you can count on Baltimore being a well-run organization.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case anymore.
I don't know if that's the case. Let's get into some supers. Today's the 6th. 7 days past September, April, June, and November. John from Portugal, appreciate you, sir. He dropped €5. International Hove, that's my handle. He says, how about moving Zach Martin to left guard? Oof.
What?
This is all, okay, how about moving Zach Martin to left guard, then drafting DeJuan Jones to plug in at right guard? Somebody else stays where they are with Tyron as swing.
DeJuan Jones 6'8", right?
Yeah.
The last person I remember to do that was Robert Gallery.
Yeah. DeJuan Jones playing guard, man. That's a rough one. Moving Zach Martin around to do anything is a rough one. But hey, I feel you though. But if you take DeJuan Jones, you're gonna see if he could play I think he'll more likely play left tackle than right tackle or right guard. I don't know. We'll see. Appreciate you, John. Salute. Great question. And on sick of this. On the volume side, I did the device side first. Okay, cool. On the volume side, let's see. P. Fikes dropped 5 and says, Voch the only one that goes uncredited by the media, but still gives premium film. Salute. Hey, man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bro. We gonna get to where we gonna get to. Don't you worry. We gonna fix this. Glenn Parker dropped a deuce and says, I'm back for my monkey wrench. Who that is?
Oh, some troll.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you, Glenn Parker. DJ dropped 2 deuces. The first one says, this dude either loves or hates the Texans. For sure, he dropped that great line on his call. And then he says, chances Raiders take Jalen Hyatt for the culture. The Raiders notoriously take fast running receivers now. We can't say it's a coach thing because it transcends coaches. They had different owners and coaches between the Darius Hayward Bay or overdrafting Henry Ruggs. So it is on par with Ravens to draft Jalen Hyatt if that's going to be the case. If they do, it'll just be a part of the cycle of drafting fast guys, But hey, you know how it goes. Some things never change. George Rushing dropped a 5. He didn't even have a comment, man. He just wanted to show some love. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Salute so wide cut, man. Appreciate you. Whew. Marcus Hardison. Are you here, sir? If not, I'm gonna go break this fast. But you should be here. What you got, Marcus Hardison? Where you at?
Fast
boy, about to be some fast breaking, boy. Till Marcus gets here. There he go. Well, boy, look, I was about to read the rest of y'all comments, but Marcus like, here it is. Yeah, it is. Marcus Hardison says, well, DJ Draw 5 a super chat says, don't ask Voch to start the show earlier. Allegedly, he will grab a tomahawk and a ski mask and go off. Saw a report about it.
Per sauces.
Per sources, right? Sauces. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele, y'all. That's me and Will Steele. At the volume, when the pain of the current reality becomes greater than the fear of change, that's when we change. Listen, Will Steele. Listen, Will Steele. Listen, not Will Steele. When the pain of the current reality becomes greater than the fear of change, that's when what do you say? That's when we change. When the abyss stares back at you, approach it without fear and conquer mercilessly. Let me tell you why that hits so hard, Will Steele. Because I constantly tell people all the time, you must be proactive in change. You must be proactive in change.
Yeah,
you tell stories all the time, sir. And how this quote works in particular, right? You always talk about, the fear of change. Some people don't like change, right? When I was working at Pizza Hut, right? I would rather just work my way up the ladder than try to get change somewhere, right? I would rather settle to work, within that company to try to rise through the ranks. And now I'm washing lettuce, just because of fear of change, you know what I'm saying? But when the pain of the current reality will still, I smell like dishwater. I'm sick of delivering pizzas to the hood at 10 o'clock in the morning and the Domino's dude got robbed and they don't like us to carry a gun, but I carry one anyway. And I still didn't get a tip when I left the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When the pain of the current reality becomes greater than the fear of change, that's when you gonna motherfucking change. I think it was a bad delivery. Go ahead.
No, that's so real. As you're speaking about that, I'm thinking about mine. That's crazy.
I think it was a bad delivery that made me do it. I was like, man, I'm sick of this. I'm leaving. And that's what made me get up and go change jobs.
My tipping point came during COVID when I got the reality of how the current job valued me, which wasn't as high as it should have been. And I was like, I'm sick of this shit. And next thing you know, A to Z calls, and moving from across country ain't easy. Yeah. But that pain was much greater than the fear of doing that. I said, man, listen, moving to Texas ain't shit compared to what's going on right here. We out of here, baby. And boom, here we are, man.
Like, I bet packing up and leaving everything sucks, but it can't suck worse than this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a fantastic quote, man. That's a good one, Marcus Harris, man. Let me give you a Don DeMarco for that one, bro. That was fantastic, man. Somebody said Domino's or Pizza Hut. I delivered for Pizza Hut, but the Domino's dude got robbed. I was like, boy, we next.
They was robbing Domino's a lot back in Harrisburg.
Yeah. Hey, man, fantastic day, fantastic show. This is the last one for the week. Love y'all to pieces, man. Shit, I'll see y'all next time, man. I'm gonna be dropping Patreon drops in between now and next Monday's show. So be sure to tap into patreon.com/Voch Lombardi to get that good work. Twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. We're gonna be over there also to do some non-football content. Be sure to like and hit all the subs on the stream and all that. And hey, man, my point guard Will Steele. Appreciate you, sir. A to Z Dallas on YouTube in the morning, 8:30 to 10:30. And Skywalker Steele on Twitter. Skywalker STEELE. Appreciate you, sir. For the rest of you, you hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. Until next time, volume.
Beats Planet.
Are you not entertained?
It better be. It better be. I watch the show every day. What's the criteria for the wrench?
You can't get it if we tell you.
Right. Oh, everybody gets a wrench if you drop $5. Here's